Welcome back to Axis Anime. My name is Henshin Ikeda, and today I'll be doing a walkthrough review of Majestic Prince episode 15. Now, if you remember from last episode, we find out Team Doberman is being saved by Team Rabbits in Operation Goliath. Now, Operation Goliath has a lot to do with Team Rabbits repairing Team Doberman's supply ship. But out of nowhere, the Woolgru Empire attack, and we get to see Izuru versus Jared. And it gets even better, we get to see Izuru evolve his mecha into the next evolutionary stage. And then Jared does the exact same thing. So it's like even playing field. I was like, come on, does it get any better than this? Well, it kind of does. Kurike gets all psychotic and kills everyone, kind of. But we saw that coming. Kind of. But then out of nowhere, we see Jared retreating? What? He ran out of power, that was a given, and he ran out of time. And then Jared retreats. Izuru won? What? Really? Well, scratch even playing fields, now it's tied. Jared won and Izuru won. And again, that's where the episode ends, and all my final thought and rating at the end of the clip, so stay tuned. But let's dive right on in. So we open up this episode with Izuru, and he's in intensive care, and he's not looking good right now because he has a lot of fatigue, he's tired. I mean, he did kind of, transform his mecha into the next evolutionary stage. All of his energy has been zapped away. So, go figure, right? Now, as for Simon, which is Izuru's superior, Simon asks, he's asking the dumbest question. Simon asks, what about Black 6? Is Black 6 okay? Like, who the fuck cares about Black 6? That's Kurike's. Kurike's mecha is okay, it's fine. What about Izuru? You would assume that the commanding officer, which is Simon, would have asked, is Izuru okay? Is Izuru gonna live? How's his mecha? Oh no, let's ask about the psychotic pilot. Hey Kurike, is your mecha okay? Dumbass. I have no idea why is he so infatuated with Black 6. But you know what? I hope we find out sooner or later before things change. Or before the series ends, of course. Now, moving on past that, we are thrown with a little bit of information about the mechas. Apparently, the mechas have minds of their own. I was like, wait a minute, this reminds me of Valvrave the Liberator. Just a little bit. And what I mean by that is these mechas have minds of their own. In fact, if these mechas awake, I'll say this one more time, if the mechas which Team Rabbit's pilots awakens, it could actually eradicate the pilot's personality altogether. So if the mechas awake, the pilot's personality goes bye-bye. Plain and simple, it just vanishes. And that's okay for Kurike, that might be a good thing. As for Izuru, no, that's a bad thing, because he's the hero. Now, moving on past that, we get to see Amon, or Amon, depending on how you want to pronounce her name. Yeah, Lieutenant Amon. Yeah, guess what? She's been promoted by 2 ranks. She jumped 2 ranks in promotion, and now she's a captain? Who the hell gave her a raise? Times 2. She didn't die in battle. She's alive. Did she sleep with the commanding officer? I'm sorry, I was being a little sexist there. I'm sorry, I was out of line, but come on. 2 rank promotion? Doing what? You're not even a pilot. You don't even have a top secret vessel. You're not even a strategist. You're just part of the administration, the administrative staff in the front lines. That was it. But you know what? I could be wrong. She could be a genius, and we just haven't seen enough of her, but still, what the hell? Now, moving on past that, we're taking to a little cutscene with Izuru. Now, Izuru has a little cutscene with Kei. Now, Izuru, he shares his manga with Kei while he's in the infirmary, getting better, of course, and Kei, for the first time ever, loves his manga. But at the same time, she notices that Izuru is acting different. He's different. I mean, his artwork is great, his personality is better than it used to be. What the hell is going on? I was wondering the same thing. Is this dude on something that we're unaware of? Who knows? Hey, maybe he got laid. Just saying. No, he's too young for that. But so, definitely worth mentioning. He can draw manga a little better than he did before. But I'm wondering why. Now, moving on past that, we're taking to a little cutscene with Amon. Now, Captain Amon. Now, she's kind of in a forceful scene right now. I don't really know how to describe this. She's being attacked. She's thrown right into the mix, and she's being attacked. She's on the battlefield. She's being attacked, and she's requesting help after being surrounded. I was like, so for a person that was promoted by 2 ranks up, you're already surrendering technically. She's already asking for help. and she's been surrounded. She's calling out help, and guess what? Team Rabbits, yeah, their ship overhears everything, and Isru, he's on standby. Yeah, Isru, even though he just got out of the hospital, he's on standby. His mecha, yeah, his mecha is no good right now. The mecha that Isru pilots is not all together just yet. It's still being put together, so that's why he's technically on standby, but you know, all the pit crews are trying to help Isru's mecha kind of piece it back together, if that makes any sense. And we're all waiting for Isru to get back on the battlefield, but he's on standby. And guess what? Asagi is the one that replaces him. Good choice. I thought they were going to put Kurike in Isru's seat as the leader, but you know what? It's Asagi. Thank God. So Asagi is the new leader, and he's actually tasked, I said that the wrong way, he's now being put in charge of helping out Captain Amon. Yeah, no surprise there, right? I mean, the girl just doesn't fit the bill as a captain, in my opinion. Now, we find out the Wilgru, yeah, they're using cloaking devices on their mechas. So the Wilgru are using cloaking devices on their mecha, and it's basically to bypass the battle that everyone else is kind of in right now. So while Team Rabbits and Captain Amon's forces are trying to defeat the Wilgru Empire, a separate Wilgru Empire force has slipped in onto one of the bases, well, close to one of the bases, of course, and they've tapped into one of the circuitry, and they're hacking the network. Yeah, so the Wilgru Empire have hacked the network. And I thought, okay, I want to be the bad guys right now because they have the upper hand, and I love it. Now they're hacking into, the MGP. I said that wrong, of course. It's the MJP network. They find out all this information about the MJP and the traitors from the Wilgru Empire. The people that have flipped around, Tiore and the Butler, of course. And they're uploading all this information, so they're getting the lowdown on what the MGP and the military know right now. And I thought, okay, this is great. And they're still cloaked, may I add. And out of nowhere, after they get all of their information hacked away and whatnot, they swap out. They cloak themselves, they go back into the battlefield, and they switch places with another force that has come in to relieve them. So they came in, they came out, like no one even noticed them, and they're gone. It's a perfect plan. And what's good is now that there's another force of the Wilgru, like the reinforcements have come in, the battle can continue without stopping, and that's definitely a smart move in my opinion. And you're wondering, Henshin, where are you going with this? Strategy-wise, this is where I'm going with this. The Wilgru Empire had two different forces on standby with a possible third. They sent a decoy army in and a second squadron in to hack the networks of the Earth Federation, or whatever you want to call the Earth Alliance and whatnot. And basically, while that's going on, and you have like two fights going on at the same time, you have the decoy and then you have the hackers. Once the hackers were finished, they left, and they switched places with a reserve army to continue the fighting without being noticed. Now, you would assume they would go unnoticed since they did it so flawlessly, since they were cloaked. No, but we are taking to a little cutscene with Isru, and he joins in. Finally, his mecha has been fixed, and Isru joins in, and it's about time. Now, what's even more interesting is Ange, must be a girl, Ange, which is Kurike, is getting all flustered inside since Isru has joined in. And eventually the Wilgru retreat, so no surprise there. But moving on past that, like I told you, the hackers, which we thought got away with, not being detected, Simon noticed that the networks have been hacked, and guess what? At the end of the episode, we find out the Wilgru next target is the Academy, the MGP Academy, the MJP Academy that Team Rabbits graduated from, and that's where the episode ends. As for my final thoughts, well, first of all, now we know the next target for the Wilgru Empire. They're targeting the Academy, which means they want to destroy the heritage or the foundation that Team Rabbits had set up. Like all these people that are being pushed into place as kids, being picked out as pilots, they want to destroy them so there's not going to be any new pilots being produced from the Academy. That makes sense. And I'll throw one more final thought. Are any more of the pilots going to transform into the next evolution? We have no idea, but I can't wait to find out. That ends it for my final thoughts. As for my rating, 3 out of 5. I'm giving this a 3 out of 5. It was different. We got to see, the Wilgru Empire hack a system. used interesting strategies, and I liked where it was going, but we didn't get a lot of closure with new information. So final rating, 3 out of 5. And that is it for my walkthrough and review Majestic Prince episode 15. Definitely comment down below, let me know, thumbs up, thumbs down. Definitely subscribe to me on Twitter and follow me if you like. Let me know what you thought of this episode, and let me know what you think's going to happen in the next episode that's coming out. Again, guys, that is for now. I gotta hit the bricks, and I gotta go, and before I go, I gotta say it, and I always say it. You can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. I'll see you later, guys.